please remain standing for the presentation of colors and the national anthem.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation of the Clear Horizons Early College High School class of 2012. These past 4 years have been some of the most trying and exciting years of our lives. There are thousands of college credits, 65 of us graduating with an associate degree, 12,000 community service hours, and over 5,000 internship hours. We have learned an incredible amount about ourselves, about the people around us, and about the lives we're embarking upon. We've earned nearly $7 million in scholarship funds, and the 71 of us are going on to attend 55 different colleges around the nation. But what I think is most important and most special about our class is that we're family. Since day one of being in our assigned color groups in Coyote Camp, to the day Mrs. Jenkins assigned us the Tale of Two Cities study guides, to the day Stearns became our best friend, to our junior year Mondays asking frantically, "Where's Miss Graham?" To the day we graduate from San Jacinto College, we have all become so close. We've bonded with our teachers and staff, we've strengthened our relationships with our families, and we've come to understand the importance of our community thanks to the challenges of Clear Horizons. We often discuss how we can't ever imagine having attended our traditional high schools. We simply have too much fun being free and being intellectually challenged at checks. Simply put, we're going to miss all the opportunities we've been given here. So guys, if there's ever a blackout in your life and it seems that the world is flooding around you, just remember that there will always be a bus to take you somewhere safe, Springs, and we will be waiting for you in the parking lot to take you home. I speak on behalf of my class by saying that for all of us taking on the next chapters of our lives, we appreciate the support we've been given to accomplish all the fantastic things we've achieved. As Juris Paul Freund has said, at commencement, you wear your square-shaped mortarboards. My hope is that from time to time, you will let your minds be bold and wear sombreros. And sombreros we will wear. With that in mind, I want to thank you for attending the ceremony and welcome to our class of 2012 Clear Horizons Early College High School graduation.
Please stand for the presentation of colors and the national anthem. Male graduates and male guests, please remove your motorboards and hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Please remain standing as the color guard leaves the floor. Thank you. You may be seated. We want to thank the Clear Creek High School Junior Army ROTC for joining us today for the presentation of colors. They are under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Harris. We also want to thank San Jacinto College South Professor Lynn Brent and our underclassmen who are joining her in choir, Clear Horizons Choir today.
I'm honored to introduce our platform guests. Please hold your applause while they are all introduced. Platform guests, please stand briefly as I call your names. From the Clear Creek Independent School District Board of Trustees, Board President Ken Ballacher, Vice President Ms. Ann Hammond, Secretary Ms. Wynn Weber, Mr. Charles Pond, Ms. Paige Rander, and Ms. Dee Scott. From the Clear Creek Independent School District Education Service Center, Superintendent Dr. Greg Smith, Deputy Superintendent Dr. Stephen Ebel, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Schools, Dr. Alex Torres. From the San Jacinto Community College Leadership Team, Chancellor Dr. Brenda Hellier, President Dr. Maureen Murphy, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Tony Pendergrass, and Director for Dual Enrollment Services, Ms. Kiana Brown.
We would like to recognize seniors from the class of 2012, as well as any guests who have joined the military, who are serving, or who have previously served in the military. Please stand so that we may honor your patriotism and service to our country. Thank you for your service. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Morrow, and I'm fortunate to be the principal of Clear Horizons Early College High School. Please allow me to introduce you to the class of 2012. Members of the class of 2012, please stand if you are a National Merit semifinalist, finalist, or scholar. Please join them and stand if you have earned more than 60 college credit hours. Please join them and stand if you have earned more than 40 college credit hours. Congratulations, you may be seated. Members of the class of 2012, please stand if you have done all of this in only 3 years. You may be seated. Please stand if you have worked while you were completing this high school diploma and college degree. You may be seated. Please stand if you are a first-generation college graduate. You may be seated. Please stand if you plan to complete a 4-year college degree. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our class of 2012. Thank you. You may be seated. It is with great courage and risk that these students and these parents entered a new school with a new concept, a new design 4 years ago. There is certainly more than one student or adult in this room who doubted the wisdom of this idea. This is only our second class of graduates who attended Clear Horizons for 4 full years. It is these students who we can credit with many academic achievements that have led to a lot of recognitions for our school, including to be one of only 10 gold-performing high schools in the state of Texas. It is this class who we can credit with being part of for making us a 4-time exemplary high school. On behalf of CCISD and San Jacinto College, I want to thank you all for taking that risk, for having that courage and that trust in us, and for these students teaching us how these things need to be done along the way and giving input, and for forging a new future for many students to come. In addition to showing great courage, we know that many of you have shown great persistence along the way. I want to honor and acknowledge that we know many of our parents and many of our students here today have done this despite the diagnosis and treatment of cancer while doing it, despite hospitalization with diabetes and other disease, despite diagnosis of impending total vision loss, despite having parents deployed in the service, despite loss of parents to death and loss of parents to job relocations all the way across the country, despite the loss of family income in these economic times, you have shown persistence, and we are so proud and so inspired. You have persevered, and we honor your battle. Your survival and your persistence are very inspiring. Just as persistence has led you to this high school diploma and led many of you to a college degree, persistence will lead you to more degrees and great success. And just like we told our underclassmen last week, we remind ourselves today, it will not be easy, it will be worth it. The faculty, the staff, and I look forward to this class becoming productive alumni. We are happy to report that our alumni are serving as officers of organizations on their university campuses. They are traveling the world in service. A recent graduate will serve 2 months in South Africa. Another is the president-elect of Raiders Who Care at Texas Tech University. 2 young men, members of the class of 2011, here just 12 months ago, attend the University of Houston Clear Lake. And recently, those young men scheduled an appointment with me to set up a scholarship because they want to give back to Clear Horizons and to other students. They decided that it would only take one of their Pizza Hut checks, they both work at Pizza Hut, to create a $500 scholarship for another student. Our graduates are continuing to inspire us and show us what we are now calling a legacy of service learning that was nurtured here by CCISD, by San Jacinto College, and by Clear Horizons. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I honor you today, parents and students. I'm honored to have been associated with you and your work and your great work to come.
Hi, my name is Matthew Neely, and I am the Salutatorian of the class of 2012. Greetings, students, parents, teachers, guests, and esteemed colleagues. Thank you for attending the graduation of the class of 2012. When I take a look back at these 4 years, I realize that we have all come a long way. There was not a time when hard work and determination were not essential to surviving the rigorous challenges posed by choosing to attend an alternate high school. So then, why did we come? Why did we choose to take on such a challenge at such a young age? Well, the answer to those questions is simple. We wanted a high school experience that was cutting edge and innovative. We wanted to get ahead in life while still having a support system to catch us if we fell. I know that for me, I wanted a chance to be in a personal environment. Knowing that the maximum amount of peers in my class would never exceed roughly 125, I felt as if this opportunity would allow me for more one-on-one time with students and teachers. Let me just say, I could have not been more right. Clear Horizons has many strong points, but the pinnacle of all positive attributes lies in the fact that teachers at Clear Horizons really do care. Without a doubt, I feel like I really made a connection with most of my teachers throughout these 4 years I was here because they took the time to get to know us as people, not just students. I may sound like a nerd, but most mornings you could find me in one of their classrooms just chatting away about one thing or another. Whenever help was needed, they were there without fail. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and commitment. Although the road has been long, I know every single one of us has grown in some way, shape, or form by attending Clear Horizons. I feel as though I got my job partly because of all the volunteer hours and internships required by the school. I currently work at Space Center in Houston as an educator. During my interview, not once did I have to lie or bend the truth about my experience because I had attained all the abilities I needed. Through my internships, I learned how to give presentations and use interpersonal job skills that are imperative regardless of what field you pursue. I focused most of my volunteer hours tutoring children, so I learned to be patient while also learning what does and does not work when teaching to others. All of these attributes combined made me a standout candidate compared to all others. I've not even graduated from high school, and I already started seeing some of the benefits associated with being held to such high standards. To my peers, you may not see it now, but one day I hope you will come to that very same conclusion. Let me end by saying this. Although we may go our separate ways after today, every single one of us will be connected by our shared experiences. It may not always seem like it, we are just kind of one big family. Congratulations for all your hard work, class of 2012. I know we'll do great things.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We stand here not as high school students, but as high school and college graduates. Congratulations. We set a lofty goal for ourselves, completing 2 years of college and high school, and after tons of stress, lots of all-nighters, and copious amounts of sugar and caffeine, we've emerged triumphant, ready to tackle the challenges of the world. And throughout our time in high school, we've seen these challenges. In 2008, shortly after we entered high school, the Great Recession began. And less than a month into high school, we were hit by Hurricane Ike. Over the last 4 years, we've seen the slow and tedious recovery of our economy. We've also lived through the continuation of America's wars overseas. These last 4 years have shown us and our neighbors many difficulties. Another generation of Americans has lived through similar times. The greatest generation lived through the Great Depression and World War II, and they transformed the United States through their hard work into a superpower. I don't believe the hardships that we've witnessed are anywhere near as bad as those suffered by the greatest generation. But I believe that we can learn from these hardships just as they did and elevate the world to a higher place. Despite all this bad news we hear about the jobs market, I truly think we're prepared for the world. We have 2 years of college completed and a multitude of possibilities for the future. Some of us will become engineers, some of us will become doctors, and some of us will become both engineers and doctors. Whatever we do and wherever we go, I hope we find happiness and peace of mind. Our graduation today is not only a success for us, it's a success for our teachers, administrators, parents, families, and friends. Their support and encouragement gave us the base from which to grow and move forward. I'd like to personally thank my family for instilling in me a drive for achievement and setting great examples for me to follow. All of my teachers and our administration have influenced me, each in their own way, and with their guidance, I've been able to improve myself over the last 4 years. And the company of my friends and our whole class has fundamentally changed my outlook on life and the human condition. Without the efforts, assistance, advice, and backing of these important people, my success would be improbable. In closing, I want to leave you with an inspiring quote by Henny Youngman. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you. Congratulations to my fellow classmates of the class of 2012. May we go forth into the world and make our mark. Thank you.
We welcome Dr. Maureen Murphy, the San Jacinto College South President, for the President's Address.
Thank you, Dr. Morrow. Class of 2012, it's hard to believe it's been 4 years already. It has been a great ride, and thank you. Now, we've been together a lot. We've been together for 4 years, but the last 6 weeks we have been together a lot. And so in preparing for today, I was trying to think what possibly was left to tell you. You've heard me speak, you've heard lots of people speak, everybody's been talking at you in all of the celebrations that you have had. So I thought, who has some real words of wisdom that I could steal? And I thought, you know, a lot of times around graduation, people quote Dr. Seuss, The Places You'll Go. Good stuff. And it's really hard to think of anybody who's wiser than Dr. Seuss. But I didn't want to do that because I know you've heard that before. So I did a little research, and it turns out that Dr. Seuss actually did a commencement address. In 1977, on June 4th, which would be tomorrow, so it's kind of almost an anniversary, he gave the commencement address for Lake Forest College in Illinois. So I am stealing Dr. Seuss for you today. It's called My Uncle Terwilliger on the Art of Eating Popovers. My uncle ordered popovers from the restaurant's bill of fare, and when they were served, he regarded them with a penetrating stare. Then he spoke great words of wisdom as he sat there on the chair. To eat these things, said my uncle, you must exercise great care. You may swallow down what's solid, but you must spit out the air. And as you partake of the world's bill of fare, that's darned good advice to follow. Do a lot of spitting out the hot air and be careful what you swallow. Godspeed and good luck.
We welcome Dr. Greg Smith, the Clear Creek Independent School District Superintendent, for the Superintendent's address.
Thank you, Dr. Morrow. Now, what Dr. Murphy won't tell you is that 4 years ago, when she watched all of you 14-year-olds come through the doors, she was probably beginning to question, what on earth have I gotten myself into? But as you know, she's going on to bigger and better things after this year, and we'll be moving on. However, I will say this. I am dead sure that at the end of today, she will say, there go my kids. They're part of San Jac South. So thank you, Dr. Murphy, Dr. Hilliard, and others for your partnership with Clear Creek ISD. And congratulating Clear Horizons Early College High School class of 2012, I will honestly tell you that I am glad to see you here today, considering the majority of you already graduated from college last month. You probably feel like you are starring in the movie Groundhog Day, as this is somewhat of the same thing, but with a different and hopefully a much more personal twist, as our goal was to get you college ready without losing your high school years. Your presence here this afternoon, I believe, signify the strength of this school and the friendships that you have formed with your students, parents, and staff. There was a period of time when we referred to Clear Horizons as a program. Well, it's not a program. It is one of 7 high schools in Clear Creek Independent School Districts, in its district, with a heart, soul, and strong spirit that rivals any large high school in the country. So much so, Faith Hasty made sure she graduated here despite the fact that her parents relocated to the East Coast. I can imagine that was a difficult decision, Faith, but you had quite the support system from your friends and staff. I'd also like again to thank San Jac South and the college for supporting this exceptional high school. Our graduates have surpassed every academic indicator in the state and the nation. You not only took the road less traveled, you blazed your own trail. Your student body president, Christina Nguyen, is a perfect example. She's the third of 4 children, but the first one in her family to graduate college. So congratulations, Christina. Today is the culmination of about 14 years worth of academic study. I've been doing graduation announcements throughout the weekend. We've been talking about 12 to 13. You're in it for 14 now. And actually, when I'm thinking about Logan Dobie and Andy Tran, they did it in record time. They completed the 4 years of high school and 2 years of college in 3 years. Logan, I want to especially thank you for your work with my high school student advisory committee, which is made up of students from all over the school district. And when they came in and complained about how tough things were, he told them to grow up and get over it. So thank you. I can't wait to watch your bright future reveal itself, Logan. All of you have learned many, many things over the years in your pursuit of intellectual and cognitive development. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane to look back and reflect. In elementary school, you learned how to get along with one another. In intermediate school, you stopped getting along with one another. But in high school and in college, you came together to develop a broad range of sophisticated skills, mastering everything from geometry to physics to world history to expository writing and extemporaneous speaking. And one of the most important skills that you learned along the way was to learn how to read. Consider for a moment the many intangible byproducts of reading. Not only does it improve your knowledge base, it boosts your ability to think analytically. It gives your memory more mojo and makes you a better writer. These are all skills that will serve you well as you head off to more college and the workforce. And think you don't have enough time to read? Well, you're wrong. And how do I know? Because we make things for the time and for the things that are important to us. And for those of you who are looking for something interesting to read this summer, I recommend you start with Newsweek magazine. And why Newsweek? Because you're in it. Newsweek magazine evaluated over 2,300 schools across the country to identify the top 1,000, and it's my privilege to inform you that Clear Horizons Early College High School is among the very, very best in the United States. And so on behalf of the Board of Trustees, let me say again how very proud we are of each and every one of you. I hope that you are also proud of yourselves and proud of your diploma, both of them, that is. And when you go off to college and someone asks, hey, where did you go to high school? I want you to look them in the eyes and say, I went to Clear Horizons Early College High School in Clear Creek ISD. Congratulations and best of luck.
Dr. Smith, I hereby certify that these students have successfully completed the course of study as prescribed by the state of Texas. In addition, they have satisfied all of the graduation requirements as stipulated by the Board of Trustees of the Clear Creek Independent School District.
Dr. Morrill, I accept your certification and hereby declare these students as graduates of Clear Creek Independent School District with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining to this degree. Congratulations.